Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike Babcock here. Of course, this is our guy, AJ McKee, the former Bellator featherweight champion. I got a lot of stuff for you, AJ. First of all, we are like, I don't know, we're like 6 months into this whole PFL buys Bellator thing. Obviously, you're a Bellator guy, champion, all that stuff, one of the biggest stars that the promotion has. Looking back now, what's a state of the union on everything that's happened over these first 6 months, and good, bad, indifferent? What do you think?
I'd say everything was a little uncertain at first, just the whole crossover, the whole switch. Obviously, it's like leaving the home, you've had all your friends there, everybody you've worked with for literally since the beginning of time for me.
It was like 2015, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's a
so
long time.
about a decade,
Yeah.
so
Wow.
literally everybody I've known. So it was a little strange at first, and like I said, I was like, I'm going over strictly business. I'm just coming here to whoop ass.
Yeah.
And once I got there, it was very comforting, very, very loving. And it's just like another new workspace. So it was a little bit of an adjustment, but overall, it was comfortable. It's a thicker roster, so it's new territory to take
Yeah.
over.
Does
So
that excite you as a guy who's super
always,
competitive? And
yeah, always new goals. New aspirations. Um, yeah, just always something new and
yeah.
better.
And you all have done well so far, right? Bellator has represented themselves well against the PFL.
Oh yeah, we do that wherever we go.
Right.
We went to Risen and swept the house there, and then same thing in Saudi. We went there, champs versus
Yeah.
champs, and swept the house there.
Yeah.
When we come over, we come over to kick
Yeah.
ass.
Is there still a division, or does it feel like it's one company?
Um, Not really. It's kind of one company.
Yeah.
You're starting to see a lot of integration between both companies, and the rosters kind of merging and
Yeah.
putting together a lot of different type of fights. So it's unique, it's cool, but at the end of the day, Bellator, we come in like warriors. We're
Yeah.
coming in to take over.
Yeah. You obviously you started. You were champion at 145. Since gone up to 155. The PFL $1 million tournament started 10 days ago or so. You're not in it. Did they offer you that spot to be in the tournament? What happened with the $1 million tournament?
No, I wasn't offered to be in the tournament.
That seems very puzzling to me.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I always want to be champion. Like
Yeah.
I've always said, it's the year 2024. It's the year Kobe. So
Right.
I need that ring. I need that
Yeah.
belt. I'm trying to get a gold strap wrapped around my waist again. It's been a few years actually. So when that wasn't put on the table, I was a little disappointed. But they're looking to do super fights with me. So it's
Okay.
got to be the right fight. It's got to be the right person with the right matchup. I can't just go in there and fight anybody.
Is that what they've like messaged to you? Like, hey, the reason you're not in this is because we want to make really big fights, standalone fights.
No, I think it's just kind of strategically speaking from a business aspect. It's what makes sense.
Right.
Same thing like Francis. If they do a heavyweight tournament, they're
Yeah.
not putting Francis in there.
Right.
They're gonna do a pay-per-view event and put Francis in there. So
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm starting to head towards in my career and in my life is pay-per-view money. That's where it's at. You build a following, and your supporters wanna see you.
Yeah.
Always about the conveniency.
Yeah.
If I'm always fighting, it's like, oh, it's AJ's fighting.
Right.
Versus okay, AJ's fighting. Like, what do we got to do to watch this fight? So it's smart. I think it's a business at the end of the day. It's how I put food on the table for my family, and so does the organization.
There's a piece of you saying like, man, $1 million on the line though. That would have been nice to go and get that.
Oh, definitely. Especially obviously winning the tournament, my first time around
Right.
becoming a champion.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I always work for is to be a champion, kick ass, take names. That's the mercenary. It's the hit list.
Yeah. What is, you talked about big fights. What are a couple of those fights that you would love to have on the table? I mean, is it avenging things like the trilogy with Pitbull? Is it another fight at 155? What is that fight for you?
For me, I don't really know. That's
Yeah.
what's kind of strange, because obviously the gentleman Clay Collard I just beat, he fought the previous champ. The champ retired. So in my eyes, Clay Collard, he's the next up. And then to go out there and finish him in a minute
Yeah,
in,
you made that look easy.
so it's like, what's next?
Yeah.
So like I've always said, the right fight at 145 pounds, I'm willing to go back down.
Right. Is Pitbull the only one that's a right fight in your mind, or are there other fights?
No,
Okay.
there's a PFL champion 145 pounder, Him and Patricio were supposed to fight. Something happened, so there's options. You know,
Yeah.
there's options. It's just kind of sitting down with PFL, Bellator, and figuring out which route to take.
I know you want to fight. Are you frustrated that, and it hasn't been that long. It's in February, so it's not that long. But are you frustrated that there's nothing on the books, that you don't have something to train for imminently?
Um, Nah, I'm always in the gym.
Yeah.
You know, it is frustrating. You go in there and knock somebody out in a minute, finish them, and then
Right.
you're chilling. Just because I'm always in the gym. You know,
Yeah.
I'm in the gym Monday through Saturday, twice a
Same.
day sometimes. Like, I'm just in there. It's my life. It's been my life since I was a kid. So
Yeah.
there's literally no days off for me. So it's like I want to be active. I always want to do what I can and be the best that I can be. But yeah, no, I've learned to just kick back and relax, let these dudes beat each other up, and then come sweep the house when it's my time.
I was thinking about this before. I'm glad you just said that you've been in the gym since you were a kid. I mean, if there's some other guy, I don't know who it is. Like, you're really like that, like the first, like second generation fighter. Like, you know, you watched your dad do it. Your dad obviously fought at the highest level. Do you think you're going to see that now as you know, the current crop of MMA stars have kids? Are we going to see like Conor McGregor Jr. fight in MMA? You know, like you see, like I don't know how many times we cover these NBA stars who I watched growing up, and now their kids are hoopers and playing at the high level. Obviously, we talk about Bronny James a lot. Like, do you think that is that something that's going to happen with MMA fighters, or is it just too brutal of a business?
Definitely, you know, and looking at that, I think every MMA fighter doesn't want their kids to fight.
Right. It's just too right. Playing basketball and fighting is different, right?
It's completely different. Completely different world. Like my little brother, he's 6. Kids doing flying arm bars,
Right.
triangles, and I'm like, play soccer,
Right.
play football.
Right.
Like, just chill out.
Right.
You don't want to do this, you know.
You make a lot more money, maybe, and not get punched, right?
And you don't get punched.
Right.
Lot longer career for
Right.
an athletic person, but it's in us, you know. It's in us. It's a lifestyle. It's probably, I would say, one of the best feelings as a human that you could possibly have is knowing you're the best fighter in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So having generation after generation and a lifelong legacy of fighters in the family it's inevitable. They're going to fight, you know? Maybe that might not be their exact niche, but it's something they're going to do for sure.
How much longer do you think you want to do this, fighting in general? I've heard you say 33 before. I think you said when you were talking to Ariel. When do you call it quits?
I'm 33, dude.
That's
33. If I fight from 33 to 35, I tell my dad all the time, and he's like, "No." He's like, I was like, "Bro, I'm saucing up, and I want to enjoy not being hurt and just like seeing my fullest of full potentials." Like, you know what I mean? So 33 to 35. But honestly, I think I'm gonna just be done at 33.
Really?
Yeah. There's no point, dude. I've been in it 10 years already.
Right.
You know?
It's a long time. You started
I have a
early.
17-year-old brother. Yeah, I have a 17-year-old brother. He's training. I have a 6-year-old brother. So, you know, 4 years from now, he's gonna be 21.
Yeah.
Actually, he's 18 now.
Wow.
So you know what I mean?
It goes fast.
Yeah, it's fast, dude. So he's gonna be right behind me, and I'm gonna have to put everything on hold to kind of focus on him and start molding him and my other little brother.
He's very talented. Obviously, something seems to run in the family.
Both of them, yeah. They're both little beast mode.
Yeah, it'll be hard with dad and with you. What would you like to accomplish in these 4-ish years between now and then?
Generational wealth, man. That's the key, you know. Generational wealth, showing people that I'm the best of the best. Like you said, I'm the only second generation fighter that's really out here making noise.
Yep.
You know? Whose record is like mine besides John Jones. I'm like a miniature John Jones, you know. And people get pissed when I say that, but I don't really care.
Yeah, why do you think? Why do they have that reaction? Because you look at your records. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, people are just.
Is it a UFC thing because you're not in the UFC?
Yeah, sometimes they've done so well with branding and molding their company that's what everybody knows, you know.
Right.
So, but the best fighters come from all aspects of the world. You know what I mean? You see Michael Chandler go over and hold his own.
Right.
You've seen all kind of guys. Eddie Alvarez came from Bellator.
Just went over and beat Kevin Holland, right? Yeah.
Kayla
Harrison.
Harrison.
PFL, but still, yeah.
Yeah. So there's literally fighters on all faces of the planet that come out of nowhere. So I think until I'm just knocking people out and finishing people, flatlining people, they're not gonna understand it, you know. But they just see me take somebody down, choke them out, and it's like, oh, it was a good submission. Like
right.
You didn't see the the guillotine to
Right,
the triangle
right,
to the armbar,
right.
and it's like less than a minute.
Right,
You know what I mean? The
right.
transitions are just
People just don't. I
it's
think
over their head.
right.
They haven't really.
Everyone understands a punch. I think clearly there's
Yeah.
that you know the fans haven't caught up to that yet. I don't think they
Yes.
appreciate. That's why you hear the booing when you guys are on the ground and
They're not used to the
right. The
excitement
fans
down
aren't-
there.
exactly.
You know what I mean? But
They don't know what's
over
going
time,
on.
they'll start to value the art aspect of it a bit more. In all arts of it.
That'll be good when that comes. When that day
Yeah.
finally comes. Well, with all that said, then about the UFC, is there any piece of you that says that's something that I would like to be there at some point? Whether it's proving to other people or just showing yourself.
For me, it's about the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Creating generational wealth. People say their pay is good. People say their pay isn't good.
Yeah.
If the pay is good, I mean, I don't know, but my pay is great right now. So,
right. So you're happy.
So I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to see any concerns. I'm like, I want to go buy something, I can go buy it. Obviously I'm not at the point in my life where I have the wealth that I want, but in due time,
right.
that'll come. Just continue working my ass off and being the best I can be inside and outside of the cage, and it'll happen.
You see all what MMA fighters are getting paid, and then you see what some of these boxers are getting paid. And I don't know if the number's right or not. I see for the Ryan Garcia Devin Haney fight, I see something like Ryan got paid $50 million. I think Devin, they said maybe $30 million, maybe a little more. I mean, absurd numbers. Is that frustrating as an MMA fighter, just seeing that you guys, as far as I know, no one's getting that kind of, no one's getting $50 million. I don't think Connor's getting $50 million. Maybe I'm wrong, but what do you think when you see numbers like that?
Well, I think it's the difference between a sport and entertainment. Boxing it's a sport.
Yep.
They have a union, they have pensions, they have retirement plans. There's things implemented for the fighters.
Right.
So with MMA, it's not really there yet.
Yeah.
So we're in a very weird time of the sport. It's one of the most fast-growing sports in the world. Yeah. It's something everybody's watching right now. They'll stop whatever they're doing to go watch some MMA fights.
Yep.
So I think in due time, it'll happen. By the time my brothers come up, it'll be a sport. It won't just be entertainment. It'll be a sport, and that's what's key, man. Other than that, the boxing is amazing. I on my downtime, I would love to go and box, get some.
Really?
Yeah, I've talked to a few boxers. I've talked to Floyd. I called Crawford out on FaceTime. He wasn't too happy about that. It's like, bro, I just feel like you're one of the best at what you do. I'm the best at what I do. Like, put on a great show, you know what I mean?
Bud wrestles a little bit,
but
too.
he ain't coming in no cage, man. All these boxers talk about they want to get in the cage. You got
they never do it, though.
Ryan Garcia talking about he'll get in the cage. These dudes got fucking death wishes if they get in the cage with one of us. But it's fun for us to be able to go and test our skill, one dimension of our skill set in their world,
Yep.
And I think that's what intrigues me the most. You get notoriety, you get the respect a little bit, and it's like it shows like, hey, I'm willing to do anything. It's a fight, and that's all that really matters.
Were you proud when Francis put up the kind of performance he did against Tyson Fury? And that's
Oh,
not the way I thought that was going to go.
No, I knew.
I don't think anyone.
Francis, I was like, bro, they counting Francis out. He gonna sit this boy down.
I still can't wrap my head around that.
It's crazy, but that's punching power, man.
Yeah,
and that's mixed martial arts fighting for you. We throw punches differently than a boxer. A boxer throws technical punches.
Yeah,
we know how to fight.
Yeah,
we don't know how to box. We know how to fight.
Right.
We know how to make it nitty gritty and dirty.
Right.
And we're gonna keep coming and keep hitting you and stay in your face. Yeah. And it's not gonna be a normal 1-2. It's gonna be a one overhand 2, like just.
Do you think was it the awkward? Maybe awkwardness is the wrong word. The that it wasn't conventional. Francis' approach is that what happened?
Well, you got to figure if you're used to seeing a straight line go like this, and then a straight line's doing this.
Right.
It's still a straight line, kind of.
Right.
It's just got its own different course.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with MMA, the punches are just different.
Yeah.
The range is a little bit different. When we think we're out of range in boxing, you're still in range.
Right.
We tend to keep our hands down a little bit lower because we have kicks to worry about.
Right.
Versus boxers, they're here the whole time.
Right.
They're not dropping.
Right.
We'll drop our lead hand because we know, okay, I can bring it up.
Right.
I can block a kick or whatever, and
you gotta worry about takedowns.
All kinds of stuff. It's just so many different things that are implemented.
You've done some media stuff. Love listening to you. Obviously, incredible insight. Is that something you would like to do in the future?
Or
no?
Possibly, you know, at 33, there's other goals in life that I want to kind of accomplish. But commentating, yeah, it's fun. I know the ins and outs of the game. You know,
Right.
I've seen the ins and outs of the game since the beginning of time. I was in tap out shows in downtown
Right.
LA back in the day as a
Right.
kid. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I know the ins and outs of all the
Yeah.
mixed martial arts, and it's just I don't know, man. I don't know if that's
You
something
don't
I
love
want
it?
to do. No, I do, but I don't want to stick around and be at shows every
Right.
weekend. Like that's
Interview and fight.
yeah, dude. I'm trying to go drive.
Not
cars.
that it's not great interviewing fighters.
Yeah, I want to go drive cars, snowboard, and just enjoy life. You know what I mean? Like I literally go to practice Monday through Friday. I'm in the mountains.
Man, you're hitting
Saturday
those
and
backflips
Sunday.
on the snowboard.
Bro, I got them on lock
Crazy.
now,
I
dog.
know. I
Like,
saw the videos. Crazy.
they're fun, man. It's fun. I gotta have adrenaline in my life. So sitting
Right.
at a desk,
Right.
5 coffees deep is not gonna be. It's just my heart
I
pounding.
hear you. I'm
know?
tired today, AJ, man. That's hysterical. Is there a dream fight? Well, if there was one fight you could make, even if it's
Definite.
boxing, I mean, whatever.
My dream fight, mixed martial arts, has always been Holloway. He's just such a technician and a stud, dude. That's the best of the best.
Were you surprised at the way he fought versus Gaethje? And
No,
you
no,
saw that?
yeah, I saw. I didn't see it going like that.
Right.
I figured if Gaethje would have went out there and wrestled, it would have been a completely different fight. But at the same time, people want to see a banger. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's Max Holloway.
Why do guys like that never? Why is Justin Gaethje, who was a really good college wrestler, why doesn't he ever wrestle? I don't think I've ever seen him attempt to take that.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I get paid to win, so.
Right. So rather than put on a
You want me to go bang out?
right,
You know what I want.
right.
You know what I mean? You pay me and we're going to go out on that shield, baby. But until then, if you can't stop my takedown, why would I not shoot it? You know what I mean?
Right.
There's just no point.
Yeah, that's always a question I have. How many you want to fight? Once, twice this year? What do you think? What's realistic?
2 to 3 is good.
Two to
Yeah,
3.
two-
Can that be done on April 30th?
Possibly,
Yeah.
You know, I love fighting in Japan. That's a possibility to always go over there New Year's. At least I think it is. We'll see. You know, Japan loves me. I love Japan.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to bring R34 home. So
Yeah.
I got my samurai suit. Now
Right.
I need R34.
What was it, real quick? I know you got to go. Real quick, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh is doing big things, MMA and boxing. What was it like being out there?
Amazing, man. The culture, the people. It's just there's so much love out there.
Really?
Yeah, it's just so much
Felt like
love
they were really
out
into
there.
it?
They love it.
Really?
You know, they love it. Just the people. You know, I'm walking around on the street. They're like, brother, you have to go get clothes. What are you like? And then the second I put clothes on, like proper attire,
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, baby," and I'm like, "Yeah." And then dude's speaking to me in Arabic, and I'm like, "I don't speak Arabic, bro. I'm sorry. I wish." But
I'm from LA.
yeah, straight up. I'm like, kids were like walking up to me in the mall, and I'm just like, "Oh God, this is crazy." Yeah,
Really?
they're all speaking
They
Arabic
like
to
it.
me.
That's
But my
great.
Middle Eastern came out
Really?
full side. Yeah, full side
thought
when I
you
got
were
out
from
there. Yeah, they thought I was there full force. It's pretty wild.
What would, to go back to Max for 1 second, what would the Max Holloway fight look like? How do you think that goes?
That would be a banger.
Yeah.
That would be a banger.
Yeah.
That'd be a banger. Straight up, all the way
At
around.
155 or 145?
I mean, like I've always said, for the right fight, I'll go back down to 145s. I know Garcia can't make 40s or 35s no more,
Right.
so we get that at 45s.
Boxing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to – who's he going to fight,
Are
Crawford?
you?
Crawford,
No, probably
Crawford will
not.
mop the floor
How
with
about
that
that?
boy.
How about that hook?
What about that hook? I'm left-handed. Old Faithful come into play. And we haven't seen him fight a southpaw really yet either.
We
So
haven't.
that left hook is it's a key to a southpaw, but I got something for that too.
Yes, my man.
Appreciate it.
I
man.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah,
brother.
anytime.
Yeah.